Hi, I'm Katie.
And I'm Coley. Welcome to the SVU Coven podcast, little witch detectives.
Hi.
Hello.
It's the best day of the year.
It is.
It's Halloween.
Yay.
I'm not even doing anything like overwhelmingly special, but I'm just excited because it's my favorite day.
Yeah, I'm not either. I'm probably just gonna nap all day.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so nice. That sounds like a fun day.
Yes.
Um, should we jump into things?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, this is our Witch Talk. It's the corner of the intro of our show where we catch you guys up on what we've been doing. I always laugh that it's a little redundant just because Coley and I do talk pretty regularly. So it's mostly for you, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Um, so I have been doing so much stuff. I went to a Halloween party on Friday. And then I worked my shift at the yoga studio on Saturday and went to another Halloween party. Um, and my boyfriend and I dressed up as ghosts. And so that was pretty fun. I've never done a couple's costume before, which is kind of wild, I suppose, because I know a lot of people have done like couple's costumes, but I just never have. So
Yeah.
it's a new experience for me. And he was like, I want to be a ghost. And I was like, okay, how do I make a ghost? Like, sexy is the wrong word, but I was like, how do I do a ghost costume without putting a sheet over my head?
Yeah.
So, but I figured it out. Um, and we had a lot of fun doing that. And then tonight, my brother, my best friend, and my boyfriend are coming over, and we're gonna watch the new Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Nice.
I'm so excited about it. It's streaming on Peacock, not sponsored, but pro tip for y'all, if you can't afford to go to the movie theater and you have Peacock, that's where it is. Um, but other than that, not doing anything like super special. I just wanted to like watch a movie or something today, just
Mm-hmm.
to, like do something. Um, and then my family dog had to have his tail amputated last week.
Mm.
So, he's okay. He's doing okay,
Okay.
but I'm going up to see him tomorrow, and I'm kind of I'm excited to see him and go to like spend some time with my family, but I'm super excited to see his little tail because now it's just like a little
A little nubby.
yeah. I think it's gonna make him cuter. I plan to tell him that it's gonna make him real cute. But his tail got accidentally slammed in a door and
Oh.
nobody saw him. I wasn't there, so I don't know how it went down, but evidently nobody saw him when it got stuck in the door. And so he was just standing there for a while. And so the vet decided, it would be safer just to amputate it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but aside from all of that, I don't really have much going on otherwise. Um,
Okay.
just Halloween stuff and family stuff, and now we're about to enter the holidays.
Yeah.
So all that fun stuff.
Yep.
What's going on with you? I like your glasses.
Thank you. Um, I am uncomfortable. I have, um, as many of you may know, I have MS. And one of the main thing that MS attacks is your central nervous system. So it
Mhm.
attacks your nerves. And my left leg, all of my nerves in my left leg are activated. Ooh, that felt weird. Um, they're activated and it feels uncomfortable to sit. It's painful if I don't have socks on to stand or walk.
Mhm.
Um, I just, it's bad. And of
Yeah.
course, I don't have health insurance right now, so I can't even go to the doctor and get steroids.
Yeah.
I
The fucking
what
help.
it's
Huh?
awful. The healthcare system is awful.
We were raging about it yesterday, but I just felt like I needed to rage about it again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wound up not going to the wedding on Sunday
Mm.
because of my leg. Um, half of my face is still pretty numb. Um, to the point where I'm drooling out of both sides of my mouth.
Yeah.
It sucks. Um, yeah,
I'm
I
sorry.
don't really have much else to say.
We need universal health care.
Yes, we do.
Man. I also don't have health insurance, but so I feel that stress, but I can't imagine what you're going through.
Yeah.
I know that it sucks.
I keep looking like every day on the NJ Family Care website to
Mhm.
see if my application has gone any further, and it's still just in process.
So annoying. It seems like that's how everything's going these days.
Yeah.
Just pending. Oh, I'm sorry. Um, do you have anything planned that you're doing coming up or anything?
Um, Nothing fun.
I get that.
I my grandfather starts his winter league golf league this week.
Mhm.
So Thursdays I'm gonna be watching the shop all day until we close for the season.
Yeah,
So
I gotcha.
yeah.
I know that it like is not that much fun to work in the shop and everything, but I do love how you guys have your little setup over there.
Yeah.
It's so pretty. The golf course and all.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, is that our witch talk then?
That's our witch talk.
Ooh.
So I didn't put a Mariska corner in because there's nothing really going on.
She ain't doing anything.
She's not really doing anything. We're all kind of just waiting with bated breath to see what their Halloween costumes are going to be.
Mhm.
And that kind of rolls into my next point, which is SAG updates.
Yay!
Yay! Um, so SAG and the AMPTP spent yesterday working independently. And they're coming together today for more negotiations. And even though negotiations have been productive, they're still pretty far apart on some crucial issues.
Yeah.
So one day stronger, one day longer. No, one day longer, one day stronger. There we go. That's the slogan.
It's funny how the meaning kind of changes depending on the order.
Yeah. Um, but they also released some new guidelines for Halloween, um, forbidding their members pretty much from dressing up as characters from Shuck Work.
Hmm.
And Megan Fox posted an Instagram picture of her dressed as Kill Bill, I believe,
From the movie, yeah.
from the movie, and tagged them, and Kill Bill is Struck Work. So,
Yeah.
like,
It's so frustrating because when I first saw the post and even the news post about it, I thought that she was posting in support at
mhm,
first to like raise awareness for SAG-AFTRA, and then she was doing it because she was mad, or I mean I don't know her reasoning for sure, but it was more of a like, hey, I'm breaking the rules and tagging them.
yeah,
Um and I understand that things are taking a while, but that's how these things go.
mhm,
Like, and it's her entire profession and how she makes her money. You would think that she would want to like keep supporting,
yeah,
but I also understand wanting to do a Halloween costume from your favorite movie character. Maybe just don't post about it then.
yeah,
Like, I don't know. I didn't dress up as anyone from a movie, but I under like so many people do every year. Like it's
yeah,
not, I get it if that is what you want to do. And even if you posted it, I wouldn't even be pissed about that. She could have just posted it.
yeah,
But to tag them was like extra snarky.
The
And
issue with not posting it is that she's in the public eye, and if she goes out in that Halloween costume,
yeah,
someone's gonna take a picture and someone's gonna post it.
right. But if she was just like passing out candy with her kids or something, I would be,
Yeah.
And it's weird because I'm actually a Megan Fox fan. Like I do genuinely, or I have genuinely liked her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she was she's the reason I realized I'm bisexual. So I've always liked Megan. But
She's your
um
bisexual awakening.
she really was. I was very young when it happened, so I didn't put that together for a few years after, but I was like I had a huge crush on her when I was a kid. So like I hate it's hard when people I admire do things that frustrate me.
Yes.
But it was weird because at first it did kind of seem like it was a supportive thing.
Yeah.
And then, no.
I had to read the post that you sent me like 5 times before I got it, and I was like, oh, she's not supporting them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, oh. Because at first I was like, what did Megan do?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, that's not good.
No.
Um, speaking of not good slash famous people, um, Matthew Perry passed away this week, a couple days ago, Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
Yeah.
Um, and they found him in his hot tub. And from what I gather, it was cardiac arrest. Lots of speculation around things from his past and whatnot.
Yeah.
Uh, but overall, just very sad.
Mm-hmm.
A very sad thing. He was only 54.
Yeah.
And I saw something today. I don't know if this is true. So allegedly, my cousin sent me a TikTok saying that people found his laptop this morning or
Mm-hmm.
yesterday or something, and a ton of files had been deleted, including the memoir he was working on.
Didn't he
Um,
already write a memoir?
yeah,
Was he working on another one?
I don't know. I don't know if it was published or if it was like the whatever, but a bunch of stuff has been deleted from his computer.
That's interesting.
Um, yeah, so I don't know what that's about, but allegedly, because it was
Yeah.
just a TikTok my cousin sent me, so I don't know for sure.
Apparently, the autopsy was completed yesterday, but they're waiting on toxicology to declare cause of death.
Mm,
I read that in Katie Couric's wake up call this morning.
I love her.
Me too.
Um, but yeah, just overall kind of sad. He had kind of a sad life in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, um, I don't know. I felt like it was worth talking about because it was a big like cultural like I've seen nothing but Matthew Perry content on social media the past like 3 days.
Yeah. I found Instagram edit that I shared to my story. It's a video. And it's
Mm,
a scene where Phoebe's like, it's been so long since all 6 of us have been together. And Monica's like, what are you talking about? We're all together right now. And Rachel goes, Mom, Chandler's not here. And then it's just a montage of Chandler. And it's like, oh.
it's so sad. And truly, he was the heart of the show to me because he was
Mhm.
the funniest one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um, and the one that I always could relate to the most because I think Chandler's humor came a lot from his trauma, you
Mhm.
know? They kind of went hand in hand.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like not all the characters had those layers.
Yeah.
So I did really feel like his character had a lot to him.
Mhm.
Um, Similar in the way that I liked Danny Masterson's character in that 70s show of like just layers and everything. And I do think he was really talented.
Yeah.
And a comedian for sure.
Mhm.
But just sad to see the cast of Friends put out a joint statement, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. Just sad. Rest
Yeah.
in peace. He's also the first one of the core cast to pass away.
Yeah. Which is, as we know, because of Richard Belzer earlier in this year, always hard when
Mhm.
it's the first person to go.
Yeah. Even though, I mean, I've seen every episode of Friends. I think
Same.
most people have, but it's not my comfort show, though I know
Yeah.
it is for many.
Yeah.
And the way I felt about Belle's passing away, I know so many people are feeling about Matthew passing away. So
Yeah.
it's a weird thing to mourn someone that you've never met passing, you know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Oh no. You froze.
I feel like you can respond to me.
There we go. Okay.
Am I frozen?
You're no, now you're good.
Oh,
You're good now.
okay. You were frozen on mine too, and I was like talking, and you were like, I was like, was she listening to me or is she frozen? Funny. All right. Rest in peace, Matthew Perry.
Yes. On to more sad news.
I know.
We were gonna talk about this last week, but we forgot. Joanna Merlin, who played Judge Lena Petrovsky on SVU, passed away not last week, but the week before.
Mhm.
And she was 92. So she lived a good long life.
Yeah.
It's sad though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Um, and like weird, like a weird
Yeah.
feeling, you know?
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's different.
She was one of my favorite judges too.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yes.
Rest in power.
Yes.
Yeah. Lots of sad news today. So
Yeah.
I'm doing awkward tone shift now. So shake it off. Um, we are on Instagram at SVU Coven. If you're interested in following us over there, we post updates and most everything over on our Instagram. We also have a free Discord server. We would love you guys to join. We would love to grow the coven over there. If you're already on our Instagram, you can click the link in our bio and it will take you to Discord. However, if you're not on social media, you can always email us at svucoven@gmail.com. Coley does check the email, so someone is reading them and will respond to you, but it's also a good place to get our Discord link if you're not on Instagram. Also we have merch through
Yes.
Fourth Wall. The proceeds go to Fourth Wall as well as up to us, so we put it back into the show. I am not wearing merch right now. I mean, I am, but not our merch. But there's a lot of cute designs on there that we worked really hard on and are relevant to SVU Coven. So, and also the quality is just great. I wear that hoodie almost every single day. It's just so freaking soft.
Yeah.
Like I could spend the rest of my life in that. And Coley has the beanie and I'm obsessed with it. I think I want to get that one next. We have a Maloney of It All tea mug. I love that one. Yeah, so all that fun stuff. You can find that link in our bio. I think in our YouTube bio as well, on Instagram, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
And if you're interested in being on the show, sponsoring the show, have questions for us, anything like that, svucoven@gmail.com is the best place to reach out.
Yes. And to piggyback off of that, the Discord link and the merch link will be in the show notes. So this is your episodic reminder to rate, review, subscribe, and comment. We are rating and subscribing and commenting are the most important. They tell the algorithm that you like us, and they will then suggest us to other people. Rating is just really nice. No, reviewing is just really nice. There we go. because we lost our reviews when we switched podcast hosts, and we miss them, and we appreciate the energy exchange. We also have a coffee where you can go and donate however much money you want, if you want. It's completely optional. It's by no means necessary. And we take all that money and put it back into the show.
Shoot, I was about to say something. Oh, I would love to see some reviews on our Apple podcasts. I saw I was looking at our statistics, I guess, our analytics, if you will, and I saw a lot of people are listening on Apple Podcasts. So if you guys leave a review, I will post them on social media, and we always read them on the show, good, bad, or indifferent.
Yes.
Yeah. Woo-hoo.
Okay. Should we get into our self-love affirmation?
Yes.
Okay. So today's self-love affirmation actually comes from an Etsy product, because I Googled Halloween themed self-love affirmations, and Etsy was the first thing that came up. So I clicked on it and I found a product that I liked, and I clicked on that to see what it said. And this was the first affirmation that it said.
Fun.
And it said, "My spirit is as infinite as the night sky."
I love that.
So if you're not driving, take a deep breath. Well, if you are driving, take a deep breath too. But if you're not driving, close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Remember to breathe if you're driving and if you're not driving. And just meditate on that for a minute. And as you feel comfortable, come back to the room and open your eyes.
Love that.
Okay. Are we ready to get into the meat of the episode?
Yeah.
All right. So today we're talking about Samhain, or Halloween. Samhain is a Gaelic word. It's spelled Samhain, but it's pronounced Samhain.
I always forget because I read it phonetically, so I'm like Samhain,
Yeah.
and that's not the word.
No, that's okay. But it's a pagan religious festival originating from the Celtic tradition that is usually celebrated October 31st to November 1st to celebrate the harvest and welcome the dark half of the year. Celebrants believe that the veil between our world and the spirit world is thinner, allowing for more interaction between humans and those who reside on the other world.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
It's kind of like in my head, it's like the witchy part of Halloween.
Mm,
Where it's more of a celebration of the darker side of things,
yeah.
the spooky side.
Yeah.
And also the transition, like it's the main transition to me into like the winter months.
Yeah.
Because it's about to start getting dark earlier and all that. So
Yeah. Apparently it got dark at like 4 o'clock in Britain yesterday.
oh,
I follow
so
some
good.
British YouTubers on Instagram, and one of them was like, "Welcome to fall, where it gets dark at 4 o'clock in the afternoon."
I hate it. I don't like it being darker earlier because it makes my energy is just like so with the sun that as soon as it starts to get dark, I'm like, okay, time to sleep.
Time
Like,
for bed.
it's time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So anyway, ancient Celts marked Samhain as the most significant of the 4 quarterly fire festivals, taking place the midpoint between the fall equinox and the winter solstice. During this time, hearth fires in homes were left to burn out while the harvest was being gathered. After the harvest work was complete, celebrants joined with Druid priests to light a big community fire using a wheel that would cause friction and spark flames. The wheel was considered a representation of the sun and used along with prayers. Cattle were sacrificed, and participants took a flame from the communal bonfire back to their home to reignite the hearth. This, by the way, is from an article from history.com, and there will be a link in the bio, or not the bio, the show notes. So some early texts suggest that Samhain was a mandatory celebration lasting 3 days and 3 nights, where community was required to show themselves to local kings or chieftains. Failure to participate was believed to result in punishment from the gods, usually in illness or death. Apparently there was also a military aspect to Samhain in Ireland, with holiday thrones prepared for commanders of soldiers. Commanders, really?
I mean, words are hard.
Yes, commanders of soldiers. Anyone who committed a crime or used their weapons during the celebration faced a death sentence. Some documents do mention 6 days of drinking alcohol to excess, typically mead or beer, along with gluttonous feasts. The monsters of Samhain. So, because the Celts believed in the barrier between worlds was reachable during Samhain, they prepared offerings that were left outside villages for fields for fairies. It was expected that ancestors might cross over during this time as well, and Celts would dress up as animals and monsters so that fairies would not be tempted to kidnap them. Some specific monsters surrounding Samhain, including a shape-shifting creature called a puka. I think I'm saying that correctly.
A puka.
Puka. P-U-K-A-H.
Yeah.
Yeah. That receives harvest offerings from the field. The Lady Gwyn is a headless woman dressed in white who chases night wanderers and is accompanied by a black pig. I don't know why a black pig, but hey.
That's so cute. I love pigs.
The Dullahan sometimes appeared as impish creatures, sometimes headless men on horses who carry their heads, riding flame-eyed horses. Their appearance was a death omen to anyone who encountered them. So that reminds me of the Headless Horseman.
Yeah.
And I just think I don't know if it's like a cartoon lore or whatever of them carrying a pumpkin instead of their head.
Yeah.
Or their head is a pumpkin or whatever. So a group of hunters known as the Slaw or fairy host might also haunt Samhain and kidnap people. Similar are the Slaw, who would come from the west to enter houses and steal souls. One of the most famous Samhain-related stories is The Adventures of Nera, in which the hero Nera encounters a corpse and fairies and enters into the other world. In the Middle Ages, the celebrations of Samhain progressed. A fire festival was progressed too. Bonfires known as, I don't even want to begin to try to pronounce that word. I bonfires. We'll just go with bonfires, which were more personal Samhain fires near the farms, became a tradition, purportedly to protect families from fairies and witches. Carved turnips called jack-o'-lanterns begin to appear, attached by strings to sticks and embedded with coal. Later, Irish tradition switched to pumpkins. In Wales, men toss burning wood at each other in violent games and set off fireworks. I don't know why you want to throw burning wood at other people, but
I get it.
I mean, there are some people I would like to toss burning wood at, but like just randomly tossing burning wood at people is like, why?
Yeah, seems like a lot of effort.
In northern England, men paraded with noisemakers. This is one of my favorite Samhain traditions. It's called Dumb Supper.
Yeah.
The tradition of dumb supper began during this time, in which food was consumed by celebrants, but only after inviting ancestors to join in, giving the families a chance to interact with the spirits until they left the following dinner. Children would play games to entertain the dead, while adults would update the dead on the past year's news. That night, doors and windows might be left open for the dead to come in and eat cake that had been left for them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
Christian Samhain. As Christianity gained foothold in pagan communities, church leaders attempted to reframe Samhain as a Christian celebration, as they did with so many other pagan festivals. The first attempt was by Pope Boniface. I'm going to say it's Boniface because it's usually Italian.
Yeah.
In the 5th century, he moved the celebration to May 13th and specified it as a day to celebrate saints and martyrs. The fire festivals of October and November, however, did not end with this decree. In the 9th century, Pope Gregory moved the celebration back to the time of the fire festivals, but declared it All Saints' Day on November 1st. All Souls' Day would follow on November 2nd. Samhain merges with Halloween. Neither new holiday did away with the pagan aspects of the celebration. On October 31st, October 31st became known as All Hallows' Eve or Halloween, and contained much of the traditional pagan practices before being adopted in the 19th century America through Irish immigrants bringing their traditions across the ocean. Trick-or-treating is said to have been derived from ancient Irish and Scottish practices in the nights leading up to Samhain. In Ireland, mumming was the practice of putting on costumes, going door to door, and singing songs to the dead. Cakes were given as payment. Halloween pranks also have a tradition in Samhain. Through the ancient celebration, tricks were typically blamed on fairies. So, fun story. Mischief Night is usually the day before Halloween, and apparently it's more widely known across New Jersey than any other state.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. It's Mischief Night, Goosey Night, the Devil's Night. It's where kids and teenagers go out and like egg houses and toilet paper trees and like play all these pranks on people on the night before Halloween.
That makes sense actually, because there's an episode of Freaks and Geeks where they have you seen that show?
No.
Oh my gosh, so good. One season came out so long ago. It's where Seth Rogen and James Franco met. Like, just a good show. Not that we like James Franco, because we don't. But there's this one episode for Halloween where during the middle of the day, like kicking it off before they go like trick-or-treating or whatever, they're like hitting mailboxes with baseball bats and smashing pumpkins and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think it's that that day that they're referencing in that episode.
Yeah.
And also I think like suburban kids also, just because I was a suburban kid, we ran out of stuff to do. So why not?
Yeah.
You know, when you're like too old to trick or treat, but
Yep.
yeah.
I never went out on Goosey Night or Mischief Night or whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
But I had friends who did.
That's kind of cute. It also reminds me of like Halloween Town. How they like do cute little things like leading up to Halloween. Not that like destroying property is cute, but
Yeah.
you know, I love little celebrations.
I was also the victim of a drive-by egging.
Oh.
I don't know if it was on Mischief Night or if it was like some other time, like during the winter, but it hurt.
Oh,
I
it
got an
actually
egg
hit you?
thrown at me.
Oh my gosh.
It hit my thigh, and I
That
had a
sounds
welt
painful.
there for like a week.
Oh my gosh. Don't
Yeah.
hit people. That also was in the Freaks and Geeks episode. Linda Cardellini's character, she accidentally eggs her brother, not knowing that it's him in the drive-by,
Ah.
and fully keeps like smacking him with eggs. And then as they are like actually exiting, she realizes it's her brother, and she's like, "Oh no!" And I was like, "Oh my god, crazy."
Yeah, it was leaving Applebee's because when I lived down in Ocean County, Applebee's was literally down the road from my house. So I
We
was
love
walking back.
Applebee's.
Yes, we do. I was walking back to my house with my friend from Applebee's, and in the parking lot, someone just rolled down their window and threw an egg at me. And I was like, really?
Why?
I don't know.
I don't think I've ever egged anything now that I think about it. I have smashed a pumpkin or two in my day, but I've never egged anything.
I've not done anything like that.
We
I'm
used to we
boring.
took a pumpkin up to our pool and just threw it on the ground and smashed it.
Nice.
I was like, I don't want to hurt anybody else or ruin anyone else's pumpkin, so
Yeah.
smash our own pumpkin. But never egged somebody. That could win me a never have I ever. Just can't even imagine wanting to like look at some stranger and throw an egg at them.
Yeah.
Unless it was like Trump or something.
Yeah.
Not that I would ever do that, allegedly, in a video game.
For legal reasons, this is a joke.
That cracked me up when you said that yesterday. We were just texting, and she was like, for legal reasons, this is a joke.
Well, because what I asked you
I know.
was something very illegal. So, in case my FBI agent was watching,
Was reading our
figured-
conversation.
I figure I might as well just put it out there that this is a joke
In Minecraft.
in Minecraft. Yes.
Oh,
One
fun.
more section and then spell break.
Okay.
Okay. Wicca and I almost said Samhain. Samhain.
It's so hard because it's spelled so not like what it sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A broader revival of Samhain, resembling its traditional pagan from what pagan form, began in the 1980s with the growing popularity of Wicca. Wicca's celebration of Samhain takes on many forms, from the traditional fire ceremonies to celebrations that embrace many aspects of modern Halloween, as well as activities related to honoring nature or ancestors. Wiccans look at Samhain as the passing of the year and incorporate common Wiccan traditions into the celebration. In the Druid tradition, Samhain celebrates the dead with a festival on October 31st, and usually features a bonfire and communication with the dead. American pagans often hold music and dance celebration called witches' balls in proximity to Samhain. Okay, spell break time.
Woohoo!
So, it is October 31st. The color of the day is maroon, and the
Ooh,
incense of the day is ylang ylang.
I love that.
At least that's how I think how you pronounce it, right?
I wouldn't know. Words are hard.
Yeah, I'm just going with that. I heard Jack McFarland say it on a Will and Grace episode, so that's what I'm going with.
So it must be right.
Yeah. So, Samhain or Halloween. Reunite with a departed loved one. For many of us, Samhain is about reuniting with loved ones who have crossed over into the realm of the dead. For this spell, you will need a picture or an object related to the person you want to connect with, something with a scent that reminds you of the deceased, and a candle. Start by placing the picture on your altar and saying the name of the spirit you wish to reunite with. Next to the picture, place your scented object and breathe in its aroma. Your scented object can be food, something once owned by the deceased, or even an incense or scented oil. Just make sure the scent conjures up memories. Focus on the memories that surface. Their energy should bring the deceased close to you. Light the candle and say, "The worlds apart, tonight we shall reunite. Name of deceased, come to this place with me on this Samhain." Reach out into the stillness and feel the energy of your deceased loved one around you. Blow out the candle. Mandolin and Jason Mankey.
I love that. It's very good for this day, I feel like.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
All right. So I also, to celebrate, have I guess I should back up. I am going to be telling you guys a manifestation recipe, and it's one I wrote for Kitchen Witch a few years ago, but it's a soup, and it's a harvest soup for harvesting your manifestations. So I'm just gonna, my split screen is testing me. I'm just gonna read out the ingredients and kind of how they will help you to manifest. And then you guys, I can kind of tell you how I would make it, but you guys can use your own discretion and add your own things and whatnot. It's not like a set in stone, you have to do it this way kind of recipe. But I call it my harvest manifestation soup. And I put carrots, onions, and garlic, celery, wild rice, and black-eyed peas in it. I'm also vegetarian, so that's part of it as well. If you want to add more to it, you can. I would just research the different ingredients and what they help with. So like I put carrots in there because you know how they say carrots are good for your eyesight. It helps you cleanse your vision of the future, makes your vision for the future a little bit brighter, a little bit more positive. The onions and garlic, honestly, I originally added for the flavor, but them together kind of helps with protecting your energy, protecting your peace. It's important to bring good fortune into your life. Celery is really good in combination with all of these things, but it's celery promotes like a peaceful energy. So bringing in the peace that you're protecting with the onions and garlic, it helps keep you calm, cleanses your state of mind so that you're open to receiving. The wild rice is my favorite part just because I love having wild rice in soup. My grandmother actually taught me that. I just really like it. So I added it in there because wild rice helps bring good fortune. So if you're manifesting and you're clearing and you're opening your heart, why not invite some good fortune too? And then you guys have probably heard about black-eyed peas, like eating it on New Year's to like bring good luck and whatnot. because black-eyed peas bring prosperity and specifically good luck. So it's like the last little bit to like sprinkle that good fortune in there to manifest for yourself. And then you guys can feel free to add any like spices and herbs. Make sure you'll want to start out chopping your ingredients and washing them. I would throw the garlic in first to heat it up and spread it around. Then throw all your veggies into a warmly heated pot on your stove. Once the ingredients are all cooking, add in vegetable broth or whatever kind of broth you would use. I would use vegetable broth and water and stir. Kind of eyeball it. Make sure that you are stirring with intention to help create the spell, do the spell work of it to really invite everything in. And then feel free to add whatever you want in it. I usually add some greens in there, or like obviously like salt and pepper, sometimes a little extra garlic powder, just depending. And then I always think stirring with intention, either counterclockwise or clockwise, depending on what you're trying to invite, as well as chopping with intention and being mindful on your portions and your serving size to really kind of acclimate it to you, and what would be personal to you, so that you can invite in whatever you're trying to manifest for the rest of the season, the harvest, and whatnot. Yeah.
Cool.
I think that's everything for that one.
Okay.
All right. So let me pop back over here. Let me get my tarot cards.
Okay.
Do a little reading.
And while Katie is shuffling, I want to remind you again to rate, review, subscribe, and comment. Rating and subscribing and commenting are the most important. They tell the algorithm that you pick us, and they will recommend us to other people. Reviewing is just really nice. We lost our reviews when we switched podcast hosts, and we miss them, and we appreciate the energy exchange.
Woohoo!
And we will read reviews and comments out on
The show.
the show. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I had a jumper, so that was easy enough. I'm using the Trip and Wait tarot deck, as per usual. And I got the Knight of Cups. Look how pretty.
Nice.
It's like a makeup YouTuber. So the King of Cups is kind of the card of mastery. Particularly the cups are usually water sign based, so think emotion, creativity, your unconscious while you're sleeping. It's kind of the card of like symbolizing gaining control over your emotions, or accepting the flow of your emotional state and not allowing them to get the better of you. I love this card particularly. I recently had a really bad panic attack at one of the Halloween parties I went to, and not for any particular reason. I think it was just like my mental overload, and I was a little overstimulated and whatnot. And it was, my boyfriend was just like the best and helped calm me down. But I think I had the realization of like, I am not my panic. That it's not who I am. It's, and it gave me a little more control in the moment, a little more mastery over my emotion of like being able to come back to center and calm down and be okay. And I think that's a lot of what like the King of Cups is trying to say, is this like, you are the king of your own emotional health and stability, and not to be afraid of it, but rather accept it and allow it so that you can move forward. Especially because I know a lot of us deal with mental health issues, and this is a great card for like, you are strong and we'll get through this kind of thing. So I do like that one a lot. I find that whenever there's a jumper, it's always applicable to something going on with my actual life.
Yeah.
I'm
That
like,
was after the conversation we had last night, that was definitely a good card.
I think so too. The king cards can be a little aggressive because they're like, woo, but I like that one because it's very much like you are in the driver's seat, you know. So, if you guys are still here and you're on Instagram, hop over to our Instagram at SVU Coven and drop us your favorite emoji in the comments. And we'll know you came from the show. Likewise, if you're on YouTube, drop one in the YouTube comments too. I'm always hanging out in there. And then we'll know that you came from the show. Also, if you want to join our Discord server, we've got links abound. We would love to grow it over there. It's a more intimate way to talk to us, and we don't have a lot of people in there, so I would love to see some growth happening. However, if social media is not a medium that speaks to you, you can always email us at svucoven@gmail.com. Coley does check the email, so somebody's reading them and will respond to you. And we also have merch through Fourth Wall. The proceeds go to us as well as Fourth Wall and then back into the show. And the designs are really cute and they're really comfy. And we would love to see you guys out in the wild wearing them. So feel free to tag us as well. I think that's everything.
Yeah. Sorry.
All good. That's our show.
That's our show.
All right. Well, I love you and I'll talk to you soon.
I love you too.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.